Our royal editor, Russell Myers, joins us now. There is, of course, ongoing speculation as to what is going to happen next for Prince Andrew.
Well,
it is a daily kind of headline story in the papers.
Another week, another day, another raft of headlines.
Yeah.
And they've been very, very uncomfortable over the weekend. And we've got this bizarre situation that's unfolded. I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now, that this legal case has been brought by a woman called Virginia Giuffre, also known as Virginia Roberts before she was married, who is claiming a raft of sexual assault allegations against the Duke of York. And she's put a civil case together in New York. And we're waiting for a response. We don't know how the lawyers from Prince Andrew are dealing with it, but the legal side in the United States says he has 21 days to respond to this. Now, the issue is that because of the way that the case is unfolding, he needs to be served those papers in person, and yet he is up in Balmoral at the Scottish castle with the Queen, riding around on a horse, and they can't get to him. And Virginia Giuffre's lawyers have said, essentially, that this could take weeks. Well, let alone weeks. We've spoken to some legal experts who said, forget about this. This could take months or even years. Some people saying up to 5 years of toing and froing. So we've got the situation at the moment where David Boyes, Virginia Roberts' lawyer, has said, essentially that the Duke of York has been stonewalling their attempts to speak to him. If they don't get to serve the papers to him, apparently she needs to go back to court. She gets another extension, perhaps 60 days. And I think we're seeing this sort of table tennis aspect of this court case at the moment. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very uncomfortable indeed for all the parties.
And as you say, he is there with the Queen at this stage. I mean, those conversations must be happening amongst the family.
Imagine being a fly on the wall.
Oh,
I mean, he was he was due to go over the next couple of weeks, but less than 24 hours after this broke last week, he was straight up there with ex-wife Fergie in tow. I imagine they're trying to work out what kind of response. We haven't had a response at the moment, but I must say, Prince Andrew has always vehemently and strenuously denied all these allegations in front of him. However, there are more people sort of coming into the fore now, and there's a guy called Steve Scully, and he used to work for Jeffrey Epstein. You remember this, the late convicted sex offender, where all this started. His relationship with Prince Andrew is what got him into this situation. And Steve Scully has essentially said he worked on one of Jeffrey Epstein's homes, and he remembers, he claims, Prince Andrew cavorting with a bikini-clad woman in one of these locations between 2001 and 2004. So the details do seem a little bit woolly, but I think the pressure is certainly mounting, and not only sort of abroad, but at home as well. You've got situations where the royal family are essentially scrambling. They don't really know what to make of this. This scandal is engulfing the royal family at the moment. Will Prince Andrew have to step away from more of his patronages? There's talk of him being forced to stand back from his roles, such as Colonel of the Grenadier Guards. And remember Harry, when he wanted to leave the royal family, there was a big deal about him stepping back from his military association. Mm-hmm. So, listen, the pressure is mounting. I still think we will get a response. But the way I understand it is there is a crisis within Prince Andrew's camp at the moment. Essentially, he is wanting to put out a statement, even put out more done up.
Yeah,
well, exactly. But the lawyers are saying, listen, we need to get a grip of all of these claims and counterclaims and what's happening. So I don't think it will be days or even weeks. I think this is going to run and run.
It's there for the long haul. And like you say, he hasn't commented on any further developments and has always denied allegations. So just obviously to reiterate that. Taking you back to the Martin Bashir interview with Diana, there's been developments there.
Well, there have
the BBC.
been. You know, this was a huge story, sort of way back in the 90s. The BBC incredible interview that Princess Diana gave back in 1995, where she sort of bared her soul, the 3 people in the marriage, all the amazing sort of details that came out from that. And then this year, there was a big inquiry looking back on how that was cultivated, essentially, and the BBC were put over the coals. Lord Dyson, a former judge of the Court of Appeal, really heavily criticised the BBC and said that Martin Bashir was not only a rogue reporter, but there was certainly, big wigs at the BBC were responsible for the way that played out. And certainly, Prince William was very, very unhappy at the time. He actually said that, on the steps of Kensington Palace, it brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed to her fear, paranoia and isolation. I remember from those last years with her. But the development now is that the BBC may give £1.5 million, which they garnered from selling the worldwide rights to that programme. Prince William has said that programme should never be shown again. But, you know, it's kind of controversial because, you know, as BBC and other channels, sometimes in hot water, you know, is that right to be giving the money to charity? I'm sure that other people would be saying, is that taxpayers' money that should then go back into the corporation or anything? So no response to the Royals yet at the moment. But again, I think this is something that we will hear more of in the coming days.
Of course. Also, Prince Harry might be coming back for a documentary.
Yes.
He's not just coming back to visit.
No.
There will be a camera crew with him.
Well, imagine this.
I think.
I mean, you imagine him popping up outside Buckingham Palace with a camera crew. He's not actually allowed in because Royals don't want to let him in, apparently. So, listen, he is obviously signed a big money deal with Netflix, and as one of these documentary ideas that he came up with is to have a camera crew create a documentary about the Invictus Games, the fantastic sports event that he created back in 2013, which has gone on to be a huge success. So I've been in Australia with it, in London, and it's a fantastic initiative for injured servicemen and women getting out with the power of sport, and it's become a global phenomenon. So will we see Harry back with the camera crew in tow outside the palace? You never know. Nothing's off limits when it comes to Harry.
Absolutely not. And just very quickly, a belated happy birthday to Princess Anne.
Belated happy birthday.
Yeah.
It was her 71st birthday yesterday. Fantastic. She's always at the top of the tree when it comes to the hard-working royals. And we do love Princess Anne.
Yeah.
No nonsense attitude.
No nonsense,
That's
straight to the point, Anne. Thank you so much, Russell.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.